Hi, everybody. My name is Nathan Dean, and I am a senior policy analyst with Bloomberg Intelligence here in the Washington, D.C. Bureau. And I want to just take you through some of the things that we're seeing this week here on Capitol Hill and over at the White House and why they may be important for your portfolio. So, first off, let's just talk a little bit about government funding. Government funding is scheduled to run out on March 22nd for 6 out of the 12 appropriation bills. This is about 75% of the government, and these are the big agencies: Department of State, Treasury, Defense, Homeland Security, and so forth like that. But once again, we do not think that there is going to be a government shutdown threat. A couple of reasons. One, well, while they are going to be playing catch up and it's going to be a very tight deadline, and they may not make the deadline of this weekend, uh, Congress is really good at kicking the can, and they can kick the can again. There's really no date here stopping them until you get to April 30th, which is the sequester date of 1% sequester cut to those things that aren't being funded for the rest of the fiscal year. I don't think the Congress is all that far away in terms of just logistically putting everything together and getting those funding levels set for September 30th. So there could be some logistical headaches this week, but ultimately we don't think the impact. And again, we've said this before, and we'll say this again: scary headlines with the markets or with the shutdowns does not. Scary headlines with the shutdown does not equate to scared markets. Other things happening this week, well, the Senate Budget Committee is going to have a lot of hearings to talk about President Biden's budget. His cabinet members are going to testify. For example, Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen will be testifying to the Senate Budget Committee on March 21st. Just from a policy standpoint, obviously some hearings. Anytime you have a Treasury or a Secretary member, you'll ask them questions, whatever questions you want. For example, in the monetary policy hearing, for example, there's 55 or so members of the House Financial Services Committee. Somebody's going to say, you know what, I don't want to ask them about monetary policy since I've got you here. Let me ask you about this other stuff. But when it comes to the budget committees and so forth like that, they usually stick to the budget. And because budgets don't ever become law, we're not really going to pay attention that much to it. I probably won't even be watching the one with the Treasury Secretary, but rather just get the recap from the headlines. So I don't think you're going to see much in the way of any huge policy movements this week. The other thing just to talk about is the TikTok ban. My colleague Matt Shenholm has been doing a lot of work on this lately. This passed the House of Representatives last week. I should state that his current take is 30% chance of passage in the Senate for a variety of reasons. It just doesn't seem like there's much momentum there. And because Congress will leave on Friday and take a 2-week recess, a lot of the momentum that was going with TikTok may not be there when we get back. Last thing just to highlight is that the Bloomberg News is reporting that there could be an emissions standard rule coming from the EPA later this week. So if you're in the automaker space or the electrical vehicle space, this may be applicable to you. If you do have any questions on that, please feel free to reach out and we'll make sure to put you in touch with the right person. And just the last thing from a logistical standpoint, it's spring break here in Washington, so a lot of people are going to be gone. The next time we will host this call will be on April 8th, Monday, April 8th. So again, thank you very much. I wish you the great week and take care.